Alright, let's see what happens. Alright. Jeez, I'm whooped out. Alright, let's see how that works. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. Well, my dog is ready to start. She ready to start her shenanigans. My dog mad in there cause she done messed up her cage and did some more simple stuff. So now she confined to that cage, and now she wanna be mad, barking and making all that noise. Like that's gonna help the situation. That ain't gonna help the situation none. She gonna be stuck in there for the rest of the night. And the crazy part is, I was gonna come in here. I planned on coming in here, giving her a bath, and letting her mingle around, relax and chill. But she wanna do simple stuff, so that's on her. She gonna have to learn. And it's yesterday, she she went all day yesterday without using the bathroom in her cage. So I don't know what got in her today to make her think that it was cool for her to use the bathroom in her cage. So now she gonna have to enjoy that, cause I'm not finna be doing all that. I'm whooped out. I ain't got time to be dealing with her nonsense because she wanna be cutting up. But nah, I'm not doing that today. I I wanted I said I wanted to reschedule this, but forget it. We might as well get into it. All right. We in Kings. We in Kings 21. Yesterday. Excuse me. Yesterday. Uh, what we get into yesterday? Let's go back. Let's get a recap. Oh, all right. So yesterday, Elijah's faith was tested. I hear myself and it's throwing me off. Hold on, let me cut that down. All right. Yesterday, we got into Elijah's faith being tested. Um, Elijah brought the waters, executed people, and Ahab went back, told Jezebel what he had done. Jezebel told a messenger to go to Elijah and basically threaten him and let him know what he done to the people is what's gonna happen to him. Um, Elijah got scared and ran off, and basically told the Lord like he wasn't built for the test. He wasn't built for this um task, and the Lord gave him signs. of his power and stuff. And Elijah basically was like, "Look, I am not trying to go through this. I'm not trying to be that person." So the Lord ends up giving Elijah a task to go knight some people king of Israel, and to knight his successor, which is Elisha. Elisha, this this was the first time Elisha was this is the beginning of Elisha being a prophet. Um so he finds the people that the Lord told him to go anoint. He anointed them, then he anointed Elisha as his successor, that he was gonna take over for Elijah. Um my mama's in the building. What's going on, mama? After that, uh Ahab was Ahab was attacked. His uh kingdom or whatever was attacked by Ben Hadad, and um a prophet had came to Ahab and basically let him know that the Lord was going to watch over him. The Lord was going to protect him. But the problem with that was that Ahab was supposed to wipe out everybody that was coming up against him, but they ended up doing a good job in wiping out the people that they were supposed to, except except Ahab let Ben-Hadad go, and he wasn't supposed to. So the prophet disguised himself as a basically like as a nobody, and when he ended up running across Ahab, he revealed himself that he was a prophet, and basically let Ahab know that the person that you were supposed to take out, um since you didn't take him out, then your life is gonna end for him. So basically he's taking the spot. He's taking his spot. He was supposed to off this person. He didn't, so now you're gonna be offed. So now we're in 21. That was basically a recap of what we read yesterday. Um yeah, let's go ahead and start because I ain't got time to waste, and I'm ready to go lay my tail down because I've been whooped out all day. All right. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, next to the place of Ahab the king of Samaria. So Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, Give me your vineyard that I may have it for a vegetable garden, because it is near next to my house, and for it I will give you a vineyard better than it. or if it seems good to you, I will give you its worth in money. But Naboth said to Ahab, the Lord forbid that I should give you the inheritance of my fathers to you. So Ahab went into the house sullen and displeased because of the word that Naboth of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoke to him. For he had said, I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers. And he lay down on his bed and turned away his face and would not eat no food. But Jezebel his wife came to him and said to him, why is your spirit so sullen that you eat no food? He said to her, because I spoke to Naboth and Naboth the Jezreelite, and he said to him, give me your vineyard for money, or else if it please you, I will give you another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give you my vineyard. Then Jezebel his wife said to him, you now exercise authority over Israel. Arise, eat food, and let your heart be cheerful. I will give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. And she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters to the elders and nobles who were dwelling in the city with Naboth. She wrote in the letters saying, proclaim a fast, proclaim a fast, and and seat Naboth with high honor among the people, and seat 2 men scoundrels before him to bear witness against him, saying, you have blas- blasphemed, blasphemed God and the king. Then take him out and stone him that he may die. So the men of his city, the elders and nobles who were inhabitants of the city, did as Jezebel had sent to them, as it was written in the letters which she had sent to them. They proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth with high honor among the people. And 2 men scoundrels came in the city and sat before him, and the scoundrels witnessed against him, against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth has blasphemed, blasphemed God and the king. Then they took him outside the city and stoned him with stones so that he died. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth has been stoned and is dead. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive but dead. So so it was, when Ahab heard Naboth had was dead, that Ahab got up, went down to take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Arise, go down and meet Ahab the king of Israel, who lives in Samaria. There he is in the vineyard of Naboth, where he has gone down to take possession of it. You shall speak to him, saying, Thus says the Lord, have you murdered and also taken possession? And you shall speak to him, saying, Thus the Lord, thus says the Lord, in this place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth, dogs shall lick the blood, even yours. So Ahab sent so Ahab said to Elijah, Have you found me, O my enemy? And he answered, I have found you because you have sold yourself to do evil in the sight of the Lord. Behold, I will bring calamity on you, not to you, on you. I will take away your pro, post posterity, poster thing, posterity. I will take away your posterity and will cut off from Ahab every male in Israel, both bound and free. I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nabat, and like the house of Bathsheba, the son of Ah- Ah- Ahijah, the son of Ahijah, because of the provocation which pro- provoked. Is that provocation? Provocation. I hold on. I don't want to mispronounce this word. I done mispronounced a lot of words. I am beat. Yeah, provocation. I said it right. Haha. Look at you, Chop. Provocation. What does that mean? Action or speech that makes someone annoyed, angry, or especially deliberately. Okay. Provocation with which you have provoked me to anger and made Israel sin. And concerning Jezebel, the Lord also spoke, saying, The dogs shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. The dogs shall eat whoever belongs to Ahab and dies in the city. The birds of the air shall eat whoever dies in the field. But there was no one like Ahab who sold himself to do wickedness in the sight of the Lord, because Jezebel his wife stirred him up, and he behaved very ab ab ad ab abnormally. I cannot pronounce that. Oh gosh. I know what I want to say, but I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. I'm trying to pronounce that word. It's like it's like that one word anomaly. I have a hard time pronouncing that word anomaly. For some reason I feel like I be saying it wrong. I don't know why. But yeah, I gotta figure out what this word is. Bear with me. ABOMINABLY. 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 uh, I cannot say those A words. I have a hard time with them A words. Abominably. Okay. Where was I? Where was I? I don't lost where I was. Oh, okay. Because Jezebel his wife stirred him up. We in 26. My fault. I just been reading. That's Ma, you ain't even say nothing to keep you on keep y'all on the path of where I was at. I I was just reading. I apologize. Look, y'all go ahead to bed with me tonight. I said it in the beginning. I am beat. Like like I am beat, bruh. I've been in the freezer, freezing my tail off. We done did over 2,000 orders for today. Um, I'm a freezer person, so I gotta pick like the frozen foods out and send it over so that they can pack them and stuff like that, bro. I've been in the freezer all day freezing. My body is tired. My mental is tired. I wanted to reschedule, but I was like, nah, I'ma just go ahead and get this over with and give the people what they need, you know. So if I mess up, don't be mad. But you know, this what happens when you know you're just physically and mentally drained at the time. Don't worry, but we're gonna push through this and we gonna get this done. Uh, uh, where was I at? I done lost where I was at again. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Abominable. All right. And he behaved very abominably in following idols, according to all that the Amorites had done, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. I mean 27. So it was, when Ahab heard those words, that he tore his clothes and put sackcloth on his body, and fastened and laid in the sackcloth, and went about mourning. Don't cry now. And the word and the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, see how Ahab has humbled himself before me, because he has humbled himself before me. I will not bring the calamity in his days. In the days of his son, I will bring the calamity on his house. So, oh we, oh we, where do we start with this one? Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You think you getting away with something, you know? We think you getting away with something, but the Lord sees all. The Lord knows all. You see what I'm saying? You think you being slick. You think you being, you think you moving where as though, you're covering your tracks. Yeah, you're covering your tracks to humans, to humans who don't see behind them walls, who don't see what you're doing, but God sees everything. He doesn't need to see it from this perspective, that perspective. He sees and he knows what it is that you have done. You notice Elijah didn't come to the Lord and be like, Lord, this what happened. The Lord came to Elijah and told Elijah, hey, bruh, go holler at bro. Before the word could even spread, he already was on. Hey, bruh, that was uh unjustified, you know. And then and then what makes it even worse is that he wasn't man enough to do it himself. That his wife did a underhand move to get that garden. His wife, his what will be referred to as a helpmate, is out here pulling strings and causing these problems, because she was the one who took it upon herself to write a letter, and then use his seal and sent the letter to the people, so that they can off Naboth, so so that her husband can have the garden. She was so prideful and so egotistical that she did this because she didn't like the fact that Naboth had told Ahab no. That's some cold work. And then look at the punishment. An eye for an eye. The same excuse me. The same way the dogs licked up that blood is the same way they gonna lick up your blood. The same way they gonna lick up your wife's blood. Because you you sinned against the Lord. Uh you angered the Lord. That's wild work. You did evil in the Lord's eyes. You did evil. '22. Let's go at 22. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now 3 years passed without war between Syria and Israel. Then it came to pass in the 3rd year that Josaphat, the king of Judah, went down to visit the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said to his servants, "Do you know that Ramoth the Gilead? Do you know that Ramoth and Gilead is ours? But we hesitate to take it out of the hands of the king of Syria." So he said to Josaphat, "Will you go with me to fight at Ramoth Gilead?" Uh, Josaphat, Joshaphat. I hope I'm saying that right. I would call that boy Josaphat. I hope I'm saying that right. Said to the king of Israel, "I am as you are, my people as your people, my horse as your horse." Also Joseph had said to the king of Israel, "Please inquire for the word of the Lord today." Dang, this thing lagging. My computer lagging a little bit. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said to them, "Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to fight, or shall I refrain?" So they said, "Go up, for the Lord will deliver it unto your hand of the king." And Josaphat said, Is there not still a prophet of the Lord here that we may inquire him?" So the king of Israel said to Josaphat, there is still one man, Micaiah, the son of Imla, Imla, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him because he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. Good concerning me, evil. And Joseph had said, "Let not the king say such things." Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, "Bring Micaiah the son of Imla, Imla quickly. Imla quickly." The king of Israel, and Joseph, the king of Judah, having put on their robes, sat each on the throne at a threshing floor at the entrance of a gate of Samaria, and all the prophets prophesied before them. Now Zedek, Zedekiah, Zedekiah, the son of Shaniah, Shaniah, had made horns of iron for himself. And he said, Thus says the Lord, with these you shall gore the Syrians until they are destroyed. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord will deliver it into the king's hands. Then the messenger who had gone to call Micaiah spoke to him, saying, Now listen, the words of the prophets with one with with one accord encourage the king. Please let your word be like the word of one of them and speak encouragement. And Micaiah said, As the Lord lives, whatever the Lord says to me, I will speak. Then he came to the king, and the king said to him, Micaiah, shall we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or shall we refrain? And he answered him, Go and prosper, for the Lord will deliver it into the hands of the king. So the king said to him, How many times shall I make you swear that you tell me nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord? Bro, gonna question me like that? That's crazy. Then he said, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains as sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no masters, let each return to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said, Josaphat, did I not tell you he would not prophesy good concerning me, but evil? Then Micaiah said, Therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who will persuade Ahab to go up that he may fall at Ramoth Gilead? So one spoke in this manner and another spoke in that manner. 21. Then the Spirit came forward and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. My fault. This dog. Mm, mm, mm. All right, should have made me forget where I was at. Where was I? 21. Then the spirit came forward and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. The Lord said to him, in what way? So he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, you shall persuade him and also prevail. Go out and do so. Therefore, 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 look, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets of yours, and the Lord has declared disaster against you. Now Zedekiah, the son of Shania, oh, I cannot pronounce that one. Went near and struck Micaiah on the cheek and said, which way did the Spirit from the Lord go from me to speak to you? And Micaiah said, indeed, you shall see on that day when you go into the inner chambers to hide. So the king of Israel said to Micaiah, said, take Micaiah and return him to Amon, the governor, for the governor of the city, and to Joash the king's son. And say, thus says the king, put this fellow in prison and feed him with bread of affliction and water of affliction until I come in peace. But Micaiah said, if you ever return in peace, the Lord has not spoken by me. And he said, take heed, all you people. So the king of Israel and Josaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. And the king of Israel said to Josaphat, I will disguise myself and go into battle, but you put on your robes. So the king of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. Ah, man, he's an idiot. Now the king of Syria had commanded the 32 captains of his chariots, saying, fight with no one, small or great, but only with the king of Israel. So it was when the captains of the chariots saw Josaphat that they said, surely it is the king of Israel. Therefore they turned aside to fight against him, and Josaphat cried out. And it happened when the captains of the chariots saw that it was not the king of Israel that they turned back from pursuing him. Now a certain man drew a bow at random and struck the king of Israel between the joints of his armor. So he said to the driver of his chariot, turn around and take me out of the battle, for I am wounded. The battle increased that day, and the king was propped up in his chariot facing the Syrians, and died at evening. The blood ran out from the wound onto the floor of the chariot. Then as the sun was going down, a shout went out through a shout went throughout. Come on, grab this page, bro. Throughout the army, saying, every man to his city and every man to his own country. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria. Then someone washed the chariot at the pool in Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood while the harlots bathed according to to the word of to the word of the Lord which he had spoken. Now the rest of the acts of Ahab and all that he did, the ivory house which he built, and all the cities that he built, are they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Ahab rested with his fathers, and Ahaziah his son reigned in his place. Ahaziah. Josaphat, the son of Asa, had become king over Judah in the 4th year of Ahab, king of Israel. Joseph Josaphat was 35 years old when he became king, and he reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Azabah, and Azabah, the daughter of Shaliha, Shaliha, and he walked into all ways of his father Asa. He did not turn aside from them, doing what was right in the eyes of the Lord. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away, for the people offered sacrifices and burnt incense in the high places. Also, Joseph had made peace with the king of Israel. Now, the rest of the acts of Josephat, the might that he showed and how he made war, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Poltergeist Portal, what's going on, brother? We almost we almost done Kings. We first Kings. We ready to be in Second Kings. And the rest of and the and the rest of the perverted persons who remained in these days of the father Asa, he banished from the land. There was then no king in Edom, only a deputy of the king. Josephat made merchant ships to go to Ophir for gold, but they never sailed, for the ships were wrecked at Ezion Gibber. Ezion Gibber. Then as uh, dang Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, said to Josephat, "Let my servants go with your servants in the ships." But Josephat would not let. '50. And Josephat rested with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. Then Jehoram, his son, reigned in his place. Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, became king over Israel in Samaria in the 17th year of Josaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 2 years over Israel. He did evil in the sight of the Lord and walked in the way of his father, and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. For he served Baal and worshipped him, and provoked the Lord God of Israel to anger according to all that his father had done. Whoo! Jesus. That was a lot. That was a lot right there. All right. All right. So, so 22. 22. Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. So, we're seeing the what the prophets well, what I ain't gonna say what the prophets, what Micaiah had prophesied came true. So he called he want what's his name? Ahab called to go take over a city. So there was false prophets around. These false prophets was I want to say told to lie, because I think that's how it was said. They was told to lie, and basically they gassed him up. They gassed up Ahab to go to war. But Micaiah already knew that he had his time limit. He had his day, and his day was coming. Ahab didn't want to believe Micaiah because he felt as though that Micaiah was just there to spread negativity on him. But what Ahab is not realizing is that you have to be punished for your actions. You done something that was not pleasing to the Lord. And it wasn't just you, it was your wife as well. So this that guilty by association, you know, because it wasn't you that wrote on the paper and stamped it and sent it out. It was your wife. You never stopped your wife from doing that. You never stopped or you never corrected that situation. You ran with that situation and you was happy for that situation. So you're guilty by association. So now you have to face them consequences. And he didn't want to face those consequences. And you can tell he didn't want to face those consequences because when we look at 22, after Micaiah told him like, hey bruh, those prophets was meant to lie to you. But what I'm telling you is the truth. I'm telling you, my word is coming from the Lord, bro. You're not gonna make it. So you can go do that if you want to, but you're not gonna make it. And he was Ahab like, bruh, didn't I tell you he's just gonna curse me, bruh? He not coming here to say nothing good about me. He low key hating on me. He low key, yeah, I mean, just don't like me. This is why he talking like that. But is it that he's hating on you, or is it that he's telling you the truth but you just don't want to accept it? So he don't want to accept his fate, and he tries to he how can you hide from the Lord? You can't hide from the Lord. None of your actions that you do is in secret. Everything that you do is on the forefront to the Lord. He sees it all. He sees it all. He knows it all. He sees it all. Once they did what they did, like I said, the Lord went to Elijah and told Elijah, "Look, this was going on. You're gonna go tell him what I said." So that's what Elijah did. Notice how even though even though Elijah said he don't want these powers no more, he don't want to do this no more, you see how the Lord is still using him? The Lord is still using him to do his will. Elijah been uh knighted. I'ma just say knighted. Elijah been knighted Elisha, those powers. But the Lord like, nah, bro, I still got use for you, bro. It ain't your time yet. If you don't wanna do the prophet work, okay, cool. you won't have to go to the extent of having to execute people and do this and do that. But guess what? You're still going to prophesy. You're still going to send these messages because that's what I need you to do. So he did that. He could have used Elisha because Elisha had the same powers that Elijah had. But he like, no, I'm gonna use Elijah because I still got plans for him. So he sends him out there. Tell him the same way the dogs licked up his blood and y'all killed him for no justification. Well, guess what? The same way his blood got licked up by the dogs, the same way your blood's gonna get licked up by the dogs. It might not happen right now, like I intended it to, but guaranteed, it's gonna fall on when your kids is grown. So boom, here he go. He 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 he's calling for a prophet to come prophesize what's gonna happen to him, as if he trying to use the prophet as a fortune teller. He trying to use him as a fortune teller. But the Lord like, hey, bro, just give him tell him. I mean, he ain't gonna make it. So he like, oh man, he just hating. He just hating. Boom. We gonna go put him in the chambers, lock him up because I don't even want to see yo no more. When I come back, then we gonna holler at him. But he like, look, bruh, y'all might want to take heed, bruh, because he ain't gonna make it. he told him, bruh, you ain't coming back in peace, bruh. You not coming back in peace. So then he goes out there to go to war. He talking about some, yeah, I'ma just hide myself. Who you hiding yourself from? You can't hide yourself from the Lord because he see y'all. Boom. He go out there, he called himself being slick, trying to hide himself. It says a random arrow. Where it at? Disguised itself, went into battle. We in 31. Now the king of Syria had no, hold up. No, my fault. We in 34. We in 34. Yeah, we in 34. Now a certain man uh drew a bow at random. So he shot a random arrow. He ain't know what he was shooting at. He just randomly shot. Drew a bow at random and struck the king of Israel between the joints of his armor. That's one heck of a shot, bruh. If y'all know, like the armor, it shoulder, it goes down, it covers the chest, it wraps around like the side of your body a little bit. Then you got the back plates and stuff like that. So like your chest and some of your side is like kind of covered, bruh. Buddy said he shot a random arrow and that joint hit in between the joints of the armor. Struck him in between the joints. That's one heck of a shot. So he said to the driver of the chariot, turn around and take me out the battle, for I am wounded. And then 35, the battle increased that day, and the king was propped up in his chariot, facing facing the Syrians and died that evening. The blood ran out of the wound onto the floor of the chariot. And just like he said, dog's gonna lick up his blood. The army cried out, saying, every man to his city, every man to his own country. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria. Then someone washed the chariot at the pool of Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood. So, is he hating or was he telling the truth? That's crazy. That's crazy. And then now we're seeing two two different kind of kings. We're seeing one king that does right in the Lord's eyes, and then we have another king that is doing evil in the Lord's eyes and not following the Lord but following their made up God. So, oh wait, this is crazy. This is crazy, bruh. I ain't gonna cap, bruh. These stories, bruh. These stories be real. The action in these joints, like you can visualize the action that's going on. This is dope. But we almost we almost done with Elijah. I think we got one, two, three, three, three. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think we got three more chapters of Elijah, and then we're gonna jump into Elisha's story. Nah, it definitely was, bruh. Nah, that joint definitely was. Facts, poltergeist, bro. Getting hit with an arrow is definitely wild. Like when we look at arrows, right? Like a lot of arrows really go in one side and come out the other if it don't get stuck. And then if it hits you and gets stuck, there's no just pulling that arrow out and you just pulled it out and that's just what it was, bro. When you pull out them arrows, it causes more damage. Like I have a bow and arrow, and my arrows, right? They're like razors. So of course it got a point, but then it has four sides, and each side of that joint is like a razor. So it may go in, but then when you pull it out, it's still cutting you. It's still cutting you. You know what I'm saying? So those joints is no joke, bro. Like you said, those joints is no joke. And then we gotta think of like when we look at archers, they don't shoot up close, so they far back. That's one heck of a shot to just randomly, it's people out there in the distance. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who you shooting at. You just seeing people move around in the distance, and you just draw back, boom, and let that joint go. And the one arrow that you shoot out hits the king of Israel. Come on, bro. That ain't nothing but the Lord. That ain't nothing but the Lord, bro. Come on now. Come on now. He drew that joint back and just let it go. Boom. and wherever it hit, it hit. He ain't know if he was gonna hit his own team. He wasn't worried about none of that stuff. He just knew he shot an arrow up in the air, and that arrow was the one that hit the king of Israel. After he tried to disguise himself to join the battle, thinking that him disguising himself, the Lord wasn't gonna see him, or nobody was gonna notice him. I'm pretty sure nobody did, because nobody expects for you to hide yourself in battle. Like, I don't know what you was hiding yourself from, but like I said, he might have fooled the people, but he ain't fooling the Lord. That's wild work right there, bruh. That's wild work. And then you know the and then uh the Lord tell him like his house is gonna end up in calamity. And then look, his son take over, and his son is just as corrupt as he was. Not even following the ways of the Lord, but following Baal, whatever, however you pronounce that joint, Baal. How you pronounce that joint? Bruh, I had it yesterday. I had it yesterday. Ball. So, yeah, man, that's wild work. This story is crazy. This story is definitely crazy. But we still got more to go. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna finish off Elijah. You're gonna finish off Elijah, and then when y'all look at that thumbnail on the screen right there, y'all gonna understand where I got that thumbnail from. And then we're gonna go into Elisha. And man, if you think this story was wild, wait till you get to Elisha, bruh. You think this story is wild? This this was a good story. I don't get it twisted. This was a good story. But when we get to Elisha, bro, that story is that story is so work right there. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. Elisha was doing stuff. Elisha was doing stuff that when you hear what he was doing, bruh, like the stuff that he was doing, bruh, you just gonna start shaking your head like, yo, this guy gangster. Like, that's how I took it. I ain't even gonna care. I called my uncle, was like, hey, bruh, Alicia really liked that, bruh. He like, nah, he was. Like, Alicia with all the shenanigans, bruh. Alicia with all the smoke. Yeah, I mean, like, he a real one. I ain't even gonna cap. I'm kind of glad. Like, Alicia's story was like that. That joint was serious. He did he did how many miracles? I'm gonna give y'all just a heads up. Uh, Alicia performed Elisha performed 32 miracles in the Bible. Elisha performed 32 miracles. That's a lot of miracles. I ain't even gonna cap. 30, 32 miracles is a lot of miracles. That's a lot for one person. And and on top of that, I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna give you another. Uh. Uh. I'm gonna give you another one. Not only did he do a lot of miracles, he did 32 miracles. Bro was bro was dead and gone. Bro was dead and gone and still performing miracles. I know y'all like what? Hey, bruh. Bro was dead and gone and still performing miracles. We go when we get to that, bruh. We get to that, bruh. Just know, just keep that in your head when we get to that part, bruh, of Alicia's story. You know, it just shows you that once God once God knights you a certain way, and you're performing them duties and stuff like that, just know even when you gone, you're still forever blessed by the Lord. The Lord the Lord don't take his gifts back. He don't take his gifts back once you're gone. Like when you're gone, those joints stay with you, bruh. I refer I refer to that as a 401k plan. I said I said on one of the lives, I said you can't ask for a better benefit package than what the Lord is gonna give you. You can't ask for a better 401k plan than what the Lord is gonna give you. Like you don't gotta be a certain age. You don't have to fill out no papers. You know, these benefits go with you whether you're in physical form or rather you're in spiritual form. But guaranteed those benefits is gonna go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't you you know how you might fill out for a job and the job be like, oh yeah, you gotta sign up for these benefits. You know, you get vision, dental, health, all that good stuff. And then when you're gone, when you leave that job or something happens where you had to get where you got fired from the job or whatever, they straight cut your benefits off. Oh yeah, you don't work here no more, so you don't get no more benefits. God's not like that, bro. Once you start walking with the Lord and start doing stuff with the Lord, bro, them benefits go with you everywhere you go at. Them benefits go. You know what I'm saying? He don't take them benefits back, bro. Shouts out to the Lord, man, being a real one. But I'm glad y'all like that story. I was I was yeah, man, I was working all day today, bro, in the freezer. I was beat, bro. I was beat down. But I said, look, I was sitting here and I felt my body getting too relaxed, and you know, once your body get relaxed, it's a wrap. You finna crash. I said, let me sit up. Let me read this book real quick. Let me read this book. Let me get the people what I promised them. You know, cause yeah, that's part of the duties, bruh. No matter how tired I am, I gotta complete what I started. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Shouts out to my brother Poltergeist Porter for coming in. Shouts out to my mama. I love you, mama. Whoever else is in here in the background just listening, chilling, shouts out to y'all. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I don't know. Hey, don't quote me on the time. I ain't gonna cap. So don't quote me on no specific time or when I'm be on here. But but make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Take it off of personalized and put it on all. So when you see that notification come up, you know what time it is. All right. Definitely poltergeist, bro. Definitely, you gotta, you're right. It's gonna is it's gonna be here. It's gonna be a couple. We gonna be here for a little minute, covering these stories and stuff, bruh. So yeah, if you got one, if you got one that you recommend and you want me to go over and stuff like that and we could read it together, shoot, let me know. Throw it in the chat, bruh. You know, shoot, it makes it better. It makes it better that way because one is giving me something to do, is giving me some content to do, and two, it shows that you're engaging into the topics and stuff. So if you got one that you want to go over after we finish Elijah and Elisha, shoot, bro, we can go ahead and do that. Um, I do wanna, I do wanna, I do wanna go over Job. I do wanna go over Job. That was one I do wanna go over. Um, there was something else. Oh, I started reading Acts as well. So Acts might be the book of Acts might be one that I get into next week. Next week we're gonna be doing the Bible study recap. So when Wednesday next week we should be on the Bible study recap. Make sure you here for that one, Poltergeist, as well, because we're gonna be getting into the well, we're in the parables, but we're breaking down the parables, and everybody's gonna start um um bringing their parables in, and we're gonna start going over everybody's parables and what they mean and stuff like that. So if you want to join me on that one as well, we can go over that. We can go over that. Find your parable, and and yeah, we can cover that as well. That's for anybody that's in here listening. If y'all wanna join the Bible study recaps, you know, find a parable for Wednesday, and when you come in on Wednesday, just bring it, put it in the chat, and then we can go over it. Uh, but I wanted to give y'all something throughout the week as well. My uncle was talking about, let's not just study the word on Sunday. Let's start, studying the word and getting the word in our system throughout the week, so that our relationship, we can build that relationship stronger with the Lord, instead of just coming in on Sunday, getting the word, and then Monday through Friday, you're not you're not in the book, you know. Joshua, before we leave, before we leave, Joshua chapter 1, verse 8 says says this book of law shall not depart out your mouth, shall not depart out your mouth, but you shall meditate in the book day and night, that you may observe and you may observe to do according to all that is written in the book. For then for then you shall make your way prosperous and have good success. So if we wanna make our way prosperous, and we wanna have good success out here in this world, you know, we shall not depart from the book, and we should keep the book in our mouth, and we should meditate in the book day and night, and observe according to what is written. So seeing what these people are going through, like seeing what Elijah had to go through, seeing what Moses, David, uh Paul, like seeing what they had to go through, seeing where they fell short, what when they fell short, seeing how it affected them, and seeing how their faith, you know, worked with the Lord, and as we do that, we get a understanding that none of us are gonna be perfect. We know the Lord already knows that we're not gonna be perfect, but at the same time, at the same time, if we go down to verse 9 real quick, if we go down to verse 9, let me, y'all okay, y'all know I can't read off this app. Y'all know that. I gotta go to my book. Y'all know that. But if we go to verse 9, it say, have I not commanded you? We have to be strong and of good courage, and do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord is with you wherever you go. So we have to realize that we have to be of good courage when we're doing this, when we're reading this book, when we're giving the word out to other people. Just like me, I have to do the same thing. It doesn't just have to do with one person, it has to do with all of us. I have to be of good courage. I have to be strong. Even though my body is physically weak right now, and I'm mentally drained, and my body is drained, I still had to be of good courage, and I had to be strong so that I can give this word out to people how I'm supposed to, because this is what he commanded. This is what he commanded us. He commanded us to do. So when we do that, we got to realize that, look, No matter what situation we in, the Lord is always going to be with us no matter what. He's going to go wherever we go at. He's going to be with us. The Lord will never leave nor forsake us. So I just wanted to share that that part briefly with y'all. Don't be like this guy right here that I'm ready to pull up on the screen. You know, take these words that I'm giving y'all. Understand understand that there is something out there bigger than what we are. It's something greater than what we are, and that's the Lord. So while you still have the lights on, while you still able to sit here and listen to me talk, while you're not on your deathbed, while you're still able to move, be mobile, thank the Lord. Do that now. Get right with him now. Build your relationship now with him. So when it comes down to that time, he doesn't turn you around and say he doesn't know you. That when you go to him, he can say, "You did a good job, my son." He can know you. He can call you his son. You're not just a nobody. You don't want to be like this guy at the end.
Oh, Lord. Jesus, I saw you. I saw you. Please, please forgive me. I've been wrong, Lord. I've been wrong all my life. Don't leave me like this. Please, Jesus, have mercy on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I repent, Lord. Take me.
You don't want to be like that at the end. That's all I got for y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and blessings, everybody. Might as well go make some coffee so we can get over there on Bolo's Live. Because you know that's going to be a good one. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all cut them notifications on. Take it off personalized and put it on